live.
Hey, folks.
Hi, folks.
How are you? So, Rick's supposed to be in here. He just left. He's trying to resolve an echo issue. So, but Lala's here. I've convinced her again to come in, and it didn't take much convincing. I think she's beginning to get acclimated to all of this. And she's fresh out of the barn because you can see all the hay and straw all over her. So she hadn't even changed clothes. So she's coming raw from the barn. So who else we got? Who all we got in here? So we got Paula. Welcome. Alicia, how are you? How are you? That's Ed's wife. Welcome, Alicia. Glad to see you. Betty Jean, how are you? So I was watching the weather, and all these places that should be nice and cool are hotter than we are, like Minnesota and Washington, where our daughter lives. Really, really hot up there. So Betty Jean, I hope you're faring well with this nutty weather. But it's nice and cool here. It's probably in the mid 80s, which is really cool compared to what it normally is this time of the year. Got Kyle Randall here. Hey, he says. Hey, Kyle, how are you, sir?
Hey, Paula, if the dogs get too ruckusy and they're causing a feedback or something, just let me know and I'll put them up.
I'll kick them. I won't. I let them go. See, that got the Lala eye. Who else we got in here? Gail from Gail's Southern Living. Welcome. She says, hello, Rick and Lala. Hi. Well, welcome, and hello to you as well, Gail. Michael Harris, look at this. Look at this, buddy. Look at this. That's good. Yeah, I'm wearing Rick's hat right now because I gave this hat to Rick, and Rick did not take it home. So,
yeah, I think I left it at the house. I was just about to say that.
So this is Rick's hat, and I knew it was Rick's hat because when I put it on my head, it literally, I could spin. I don't even think it touched my head because he's got a gigantic noggin. And so I had to adjust it. So Michael got me two hats, and his daughter in there. His daughter, what did you do?
Michael got you two hats. I forgot it. I didn't let you.
Michael got me two hats, and I gave Rick this hat, or I actually gave him the one that I liked. I like both of them, but I liked one of them better than the other. So this is the one that I like the best. So. These are for Michael Harris and Bobby Harris. So welcome, or thank you, sir. And I like the back of it.
Mike says, nice hat.
Fly, fight, win. So like that a lot. So Michael, you got to send me your daughter's contact information or preference for shirt. I'm going to send your daughter a shirt. And maybe I can talk Rick into doing like a special edition shirt just for, thanking the military. That'd be an awesome shirt.
That would be.
That'd be an awesome
That would
shirt.
be a really fantastic shirt. Rick, you're commissioned to design a shirt from Lala Farm.
Thanking the military.
Thanking the military. You good with that? Awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
So your daughter Michael is going to get the first shirt from that run, whatever it looks like. So Rick will figure that out. Who else we got in here? We got Rick from Twin Brook Acres. Paula says, how are the goats doing now? Talking to Michael.
Thank you, Norseman Honey.
Norseman Honey with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Norseman. I appreciate that, sir. He's a beekeeper up in Canada.
Oh, cool.
So that is awesome, man. I appreciate that. Who else we got? So My Alabama Farm Life. Welcome, Kathleen. Hey, have you come over this way again? You told me next time you head over to Northeast Florida. Her she got family, lives out Jack's Beach.
Oh, cool.
So she comes right past our house when she comes over there.
Stop by sometime. Just let us know when.
Let us know next time you're in town. We'll get you out here. 69 degrees here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like whenever I got into Chelsea's car, because it still has no air conditioning, it was 95 degrees. By the time I got home, it was 97. Yeah, I was dying to get out of that thing.
Jan,
microwave oven.
Simply Jan Homestead. How are you, ma'am? Love to see you in here. And that's Jan from.
I thought you were having some type of fit or something.
Jan!
Simply Jan, how are you, dear? Good to see you. Gerald Farms, how are you, sir? How are you? From South Carolina. South Carolina. So,
Adrian.
Oh man.
So
Hi, Jan.
come here, Ellie. Ellie, come here. Come here. Come here.
You gonna
Come
say
here.
hi,
Put your head
Ellie?
up here. Ellie, come here.
She's going to the other side.
Ellie, come here. Come here.
She's a goofball.
Here's Ellie. Ellie.
Other way, baby.
Ellie. I'm trying to get her to come into the middle. So, what's been up this week? So last week we talked about kind of the, hurricane as it passed through,
Yeah.
kind of what happened there, and we got that fixed. So I had a trip that I had to take on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
And then
Saturday.
And then on Sunday,
2 trips.
we got back a lot later than we wanted to, huh?
You had 2 trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday, and it took a lot longer. We got back like really late. Supposed to be, I was expecting to get back about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and didn't end up getting back until about 5:30 or so. So on Sunday, we worked with Rick to get his ditch fixed. So you want to talk about that, bud?
His road.
So if you guys watched the last video that we put out, should have this next one done by Friday. Again, like Papa said about 100 times during these lives, we're trying to get back onto a good rotation of videos. Put out a lot more like farm related videos. I know some of the videos that we put out here recently, we had the Civil War Museum we put out, but we're going to try to put out a lot more farm related videos. And it's just one of those really, really hot portions of the year. We've talked about that in the past too, where we go out for a couple hours and then we hide inside in the air conditioning. But me and Papa had no choice other than to get my driveway fixed because it was more or less unpassable to anything other than a truck. And so we went out there and we got that fixed. That's where I kind of left off on the last video that we did, which was the Hurricane Elsa checklist. And the only thing wasn't checked off was a raft because we got lots and lots and lots of water.
Hold on just a second, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
So Betty Jean says, Paul Wells, I have a mattress over me and my pets. Are you like in a tornado warning? If you're in a tornado warning, Betty Jean, and you're watching our live, I don't know what I think about that. I'm honored. But I don't know if that's the best
use of your time.
Best use of your time.
But on the other hand, if we're keeping you calm and distracting you from the situation, that's a good thing too.
Paul, I keep a mattress in the basement for that. Yes, I am. Well, hopefully, this is a false alarm. My goodness. Wow.
Well, happy you're tuning into us during it. I mean, I'd probably be listening to AM radio right now, but
I'd be listening to like weather radio or something, or like talk radio or something, so I could get like weather reports. But Betty Jean, I'm honored that you're listening to our live. That's awesome.
It almost makes me want to pull up the weather on the other screen and start calling it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did get if you saw the pictures at the very end of the video, that is all fixed. And like I said, hopefully I can get done with that video and put it out Friday for you guys to see. It is passable. Now we're driving over it, and it's a much, much longer culvert, so there's no issues as far as getting out in and out of the property. Other than that, we fared pretty well. It was just a lot of rain, and good thing Lala put up all of the goats she kind of opened up the barn. That was pretty cool. Opened up the barn, put all the goats up underneath there, and that way they're not stepping in knee deep mud and water. Because have you stepped in that mud since Elsa came through, Mom?
The high end is it's dried out pretty good. I'm sorry I keep shifting around, guys. I'm a weezer. So
We also just got we're actually in the process of getting the exact opposite weather as we did this time last week.
Well, it happens that way when we have bad weather. When we usually have a tropical storm or a hurricane go through, after that the weather is really hot and dry for a while. But the upper
it'll come back. We haven't even hit the big portion of the hurricane season.
The upper pastures have dried out pretty good. The lower pastures still pretty sloshy, but it's fine doing what I'm doing now because that's allowing that lower pasture to grow over so that when I get ready to put them in to breed next month, then I can put some into that pasture as well. So, but other things that went on during the week, let's see.
Michael Keener, welcome.
The Tampa Bay Lightning won the cup.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Paula, what did you plant? Asked twice. Guess what I planted yesterday, Paula says.
Rhubarb.
Something I'd be super excited about.
Rhubarb. Jalapenos.
She puts out the teaser and then waits for the question to be asked.
What did you plant yesterday, Paula Wells?
Paula, what did you plant? I'm eagerly awaiting.
Please tell us.
Peanuts.
Sure.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, peanuts.
That's
awesome.
I remember last year we were communicating and you were telling me I needed to plant peanuts, and I had never planted peanuts, and I think I would like that because if you've never had boiled peanuts, which many people have not, boiled peanuts are phenomenal.
Boiled peanuts are good.
I think boiled peanuts is about the same thing as fried chicken gizzards and livers. I think it's a deep South thing, but I 100% agree. Boiled peanuts are absolutely amazing. Hey, Simple Ain't Easy. How are you?
Simplistic Farms. Great to have you in here. Welcome. Betty Jean Holston, you don't have a weather radio or nothing? Uh-oh, here it comes. The tornado? So Betty Jean Holston Heinsohn is in the basement under a mattress. Does that mean that she says, oh, here it comes? Well, goodness gracious, I hope everything is okay. No. Betty Jean, send me an email with your address on it. With your address, I'm going to send you a weather radio because we have one and we use it during the hurricane.
Yeah, we do.
So send me.
I think you just lost your radio.
Well, we still have it, but she's dual purposing.
I actually used it during the hurricane, well, the tropical storm and the fireworks. I turned it on out in the barn.
So instead of just keeping it in a drawer and letting no one listen to it except when we have a hurricane warning, it's actually out in the barn for the goats to listen to the radio right now.
Well, it's more for Betsy. She gets really anxious with loud noises, and it kind of helps to distract her and set her down.
Betty Jean, I think you're responding yes to me. If you are, I hope that's a yes. Send me an email with your address. I'm gonna send you a weather radio because that's part of our hurricane supplies. Simply Jan says
spicy boiled peanuts. Yes, we love the Cajun style.
So Alabama farm life. I love boiled peanuts and fried chicken gizzards. So as soon as I don't know how far when you get from Alabama, I bet you don't have to travel far in Alabama to find either boiled peanuts or fried chicken gizzards, because you certainly don't in North Florida. It's a thing you can generally get at the chicken gizzards. Rick's got his hot spots, and then fried or boiled peanuts we can get on just about.
No, don't say there goes my house. What do you mean there goes my house? Betty Jean, you're freaking me out there, woman.
I can tell you this. I went to Dothan, Alabama. I went to Dothan, Alabama for, I think it was their peanut festival. And I'll tell you another good thing that Alabama has is, and I'm a huge fan of corn. I love corn on the cob, corn, all of it. I'm waiting for her to respond.
Yeah.
But no. So they got good rotisserie corn, and then I don't know if that's like just out of that one food truck or out of that one area, but rotisserie corn, and then you put like cheddar, or not cheddar cheese, but Parmesan cheese and all that kind of stuff. Betty Jean. Yes to what?
Yes. I mean,
I'm
Betty,
I'm confused.
Are you all right? We're kind of concerned here.
Paula Wells is trying to clarify. My Alabama Farm Life. What does yes mean?
Yes, her
Your
house got
hit.
hit.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, Betty Jean, wow.
You okay? Can everybody see the comments that are popping up, or
Yeah.
is it just us?
My house got hit. Is it? Wow.
Are you okay? You physically?
Betty Jean, we're praying for you. We can see them.
Oh, you're talking about the comments, Ed?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick, she said, my understanding is it was a tornado in her area because when she first came on, she was under a mattress down in her cellar with her pets. Hey, Ed, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Your wife beat you on tonight.
Sorry, we're quiet. We're all just waiting to make sure she's okay.
Jules, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Betty Jean, if you could just let us know that you're okay, honey. I know you're in the middle of it right now, but we're really concerned about you. Is there anybody on here who's close to Betty Jean?
She's up in Minnesota. I don't think so.
We haven't gotten a reply since she said her house got hit.
Yeah, the last one that she posted, Jules, was
yes to my house being hit.
Yeah, my house got hit. So when she came on, she said she was up under a mattress in the cellar. Or in the basement. Jan, I think she must be on a cell phone or something. Goodness gracious. And life is fragile, folks. You just never know. I mean, how the direction things are going to go and how you're going to be impacted. This is insane.
Well, I know y'all comment on here with us and go back and forth and stuff, but if anybody's connected to her, outside of YouTube or whatever, if you hear from her, kind of share the information, let everybody know she's okay. And if there's anything anybody can do to help her, or if we can help in any way. I know we're, so far away and everything, but.
Wow. I will, I asked her if she would send me an email. I'll try to get in touch with her after this is done.
I'm thinking she may have lost service too. It's just, the not knowing. So, but everybody pray for her, okay?
They have warnings in Des Moines, Iowa. Wow. I mean, we've had horrible weather over the last week, but it is crystal blue sky. That's why I'm out on the back porch tonight, is because we can't be on the front porch because the sun's too bright out there. She's in Wisconsin. Yeah. I thought she was in, Jan, I thought she was in Minnesota. It might be Wisconsin. I thought it was Minnesota, though. Okay. Well, Paul, if you can find something out, let us know. So what else happened this week? So we got so Rick, you were talking about your road. You got that done. So we hooked up Rick's got a video of this stuff coming out over the next few days. We ended up putting the backhoe on the tractor, which we really. So this was one of those weird things. When we got our tractor, we got a compact 26 horse Mahindra, and it's one that's got the bucket on the front and the backhoe on the back. And we thought that we would be using the backhoe all the time. Now I'm not. If you have a tractor with a backhoe and you use it all the time, good for you. But that's not when. I bet when we first got it, we used the backhoe all the time because I was digging up a lot of tree roots and root balls and things like that. But once we finished that job, we really don't use the tractor too much at all anymore. So this is probably the first time we've even had the backhoe on the tractor in probably 7, 8, maybe 9 months. So we put it on, took it back. We were able to excavate and take out the culvert pipe relatively easy. The storm had literally, when Rick put that in, he did a great job leveling it out, and then he had a load of limestone brought in, crushed limestone, and put it around the pipe. So what happened is it just began to harden, and it held that pipe in place and really prevented the dirt from washing away around the middle to ends of the pipe. But when they were bringing some of the dirt in for his home, the dump truck ran over one end of the culvert pipe and crushed it. So he had been meaning to get that fixed and just never got to it. So when the storm came, it kind of got to that point where the pipe had been crushed and he only had just a few inches of space for the water to flow, and that's ended up in part is what contributed, because there was so much water so quickly that it just obstructed the flow, and that's what ended up washing things out. So we pulled that pipe out and then excavated using the backhoe a little bit of the dirt from the pipe. Rick went in manually and kind of used the shovel to level it out. And then he had purchased, how long was the new pipe, Rick? It was probably 18 feet or so, wasn't it?
Rick, you all right, man?
I can't hear you, bud.
I think you lost me.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. No, it was, sorry, I had it muted. No, it was 24 foot is what it ended up being.
So he put that new one in, and it works. He kind of finished it up, kind of bringing in. He brought another load of dirt in and kind of leveled on top of that, and going out into the road to kind of make it a real nice steady slope. LG Homestead, welcome. Rick from Twin Brook Acres said, backhoe is nice to have and very handy, but it's the type of implement that does not get a lot of use overall. I went a couple of years between uses at one time. And that's kind of exactly where I'm at. So, it forced me to kind of ask the question, did I really need it? Because I can't say that anything that I have used that backhoe for, other than the root balls, which was really, really helpful. Even digging out like trenches for pipes, I don't use the backhoe because I only need something 6 or 7 inches. I don't need something this wide. So
the other thing is too is you're pretty much stationary when you're using the backhoe because you got to put down the braces and everything. So you don't get the reach on it that you're limited with the reach to dig out. And so if you're digging like some type of ditch or trench or something like that, you've got to brace it, dig a 6-foot section, unbrace it, move the tractor, dig another 6-foot section.
Yeah. Rick, for that job that you did with your barn, I can't even imagine
My neighbors love my backhoe. Explain.
Thank you, Homestead Aquarius.
Robert, hey buddy, how are you? Good to see you. Well, thank you so much. We were fortunate. We didn't have a ton of damage. We got a lot of water. My pond is probably higher now than it's been in probably 2 years.
Yeah. We got some washout down on the I say down on the northern side because that's the way our land slopes.
But it's on the low side.
Yeah, it's the northern side to the low side. That's where a natural runoff runs through our property that we're not allowed to impact in any way. So we got quite a bit of runoff from the upper road and then down through our ditch, and it kind of fanned out quite a bit. That was pretty flooded down there. You could really hear the water running quite a bit. When I walked the property to see if we had any trees down, you could really hear the water rushing down through there. But other than that, and other than Rick's road being washed out, there's a few places that had some tree limbs and stuff down. But other than that, no. In Jacksonville, Jacksonville had tornadoes go through. They had trees down. One of our clients we were supposed to have an evaluation with, she called me and told me that she had a tree come down and take out half of her house, so that we had to reschedule our evaluation of her and stuff like that. So stuff like that.
It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yeah, Chelsea, one of the ladies that Chelsea works with, the tornado down in Southside Jacksonville went literally right past her house in the neighboring apartment complex.
Used during my barn restoration.
So.
He used the backhoe for a barn restoration.
Well, that
yeah.
Is she okay, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, she's fine. She just she was on the phone with Chelsea, and she was heading back from Publix, and which is a grocery store down here down south, for those of you that don't know. And she went ahead and she was on the phone with Chelsea, and she said, I think a tornado just went through my the neighboring apartment complex. And sure enough, yeah, because I think there was 2 or 3 of them total. I know the one that was like downtown. Then again, I'm pretty sure there was one, or I know there was one on the south side, and I think there may have been one like in the Arlington area, like the one that you were saying went over by Dan and Sherry's house. So,
and there was one down near Sawgrass golf course, and then there was also F2 up at Kings Bay that hit the RV park up there, and just that was scary.
That one wreaked a lot of havoc. That one actually hit you ain't kidding, Keener. Yeah, Publix has some good old sandwiches.
Anyway, so okay, moving past Elsa.
So I want to comment on Rick at Twin Brook Acres. Rick did this. If you guys haven't watched Twin Brook Acres older videos, it's literally watching. I don't even know how I ran across Rick's channel, because there was not a whole lot of subscribers, but what he was doing was so novel that I immediately clicked on sub, and I watched every single video that came out, because what he was doing was restoring. He was doing it, not like this team of people, or it didn't appear to be a team of people. He did most of the work himself, it looks like. This is the one where he restored this, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, Rick, but like a 150-year-old barn, and replaced the entire foundation, all the supports, and it was just really kind of an incredibly cool and really, really in-depth process. So I bet your backhoe got a workout for that job. I can't even imagine doing that without that. But I don't have a barn that I'm restoring. I just thought I would use the backhoe a lot more than I actually am. So.
But every time that we have needed it,
wants a bigger tractor. That's all it is.
I could do without the backhoe.
Every time that we've used that backhoe, it has been for something that would have been extremely difficult if we did not have it.
True.
So I mean, we would have been hooking come-alongs and all kinds of stuff to that culvert pipe outside if it wasn't for that backhoe. So
yeah.
So what else we got?
John said hello to Lala. He did not say anything to me or you, Dad, so don't respond.
Hi.
John, hello. I'm going to say hello to you, my New England brother.
You're such a nut.
I want to say hello to my New England brother.
You're such a nut.
Even though John's not being nice, I'm going to be nice to you, John.
So what else happened this week? We went and got your lathe. That was a crazy.
So we got Michael Keener, best sandwiches ever, Publix. I'm not sure, Michael, how that conversation started.
Because Rick Edward mentioned Publix.
Oh, did he? Okay. I would agree with that.
Pay attention.
And I went to a Publix yesterday down in DeLand, Florida, which is north.
Tractor before trike, Lala? No.
Who's that?
No.
Who's that?
No, Michael Harris. No. No. Did you get Bobby her trike yet? Yeah, you're awfully quiet on that one, aren't you?
So
Yeah.
hold on. So Michael Keener, best Publix. I kind of like Firehouse subs, frankly, but I like Publix subs. Homestead Aquarius, Nature Don't Play. Willie Grow, hi Lala, or hello Lala. He's only talking to you.
That's right.
But I'm going to be nice, John. Hello to you, my brother. 1850s Barn, that's from Twin Brook. Whiskey and Sunshine, Off Grid. Hey, Lala. Hey, guys, how are you? And some more New England friends. Michael Keener. A tractor's like a pole barn. If you decide on one, go bigger. I like the way you think. And I agree with you 100%.
I told you if I ever get another barn, it's going to be a big one.
But here's the problem with that theory, Michael. And you're married. You will understand exactly what I'm talking about. So if a man has an idea of, see, this is going to get me in trouble. If a man has an idea of what he thinks he needs, then there's this process of negotiation that has to happen that will allow, I'm digging myself a hole, that will allow that.
You don't need a backhoe for that.
That will allow the process to go forward, achieving the goal, but it may not be the exact goal that you wanted. It's a process of give and take. So I wanted a bigger tractor, but I knew that I wouldn't get that tractor, so I started lower and negotiated up slightly. I wish I would have gotten a bigger tractor, but it was the give and take of marriage that prevented.
But I can honestly say, and I will just throw this out there, being a goat farmer, I wish we had a bigger tractor so that I could use round bales and move them with the tractor. Because the tractor we have, you can move the round bales with the tractor we have, but it's really difficult, and you can't lift them high enough to put them in a round bale feeder. So,
Dwayne Brooks said, Lala Farm, I had two guys come in, straighten the frame.
I've adapted.
I don't have the equipment to do that work. Well, yeah, it looks like you did most of it yourself. Chicken Johnny, welcome. Glad you could make it tonight. Arizona Kid, welcome. Petway Family Farmstead, welcome. And I think Jesus is Lord. They come in a little bit earlier, so Jesus is Lord. Welcome, neighbors. They're down in the Baldwin area.
Oh, cool.
So very cool. Homestead Aquarius, Rick can tightrope walk. Who knew? So you perceive that. I mean, anyone that's married for a long time knows the give and take of negotiation to achieve your goals. And it's like if you go high, you're going to get shot down, or at least in my case. So I go kind of low to intermediate and work up from there, and I generally end up in a good spot. On that note, we said we took a couple of trips this week. So for 2 years at least, I go on to Facebook Marketplace and I look on there, and I've been looking for. I mean, you guys have kind of seen my garage. Or my workshop. I've done some videos in the workshop. There's going to be more of those coming. Kind of what I'm doing in there. I'm building some cabinetry and stuff in there, but and there's some new equipment in there that I've bought. But one piece that I've been looking for consistently. I'm near Valdosta. I thought you were down in the Baldwin area, down here. All right, well, I misunderstood. Well, welcome. Valdosta's still close. That's an hour away from us, so that's awesome too. Did Paula come back on?
She's listening.
Well, she's commenting.
Is she commenting? Okay.
The one that was from Baldwin that I haven't actually seen in a while is Come On. I don't know where he's at.
He's down. He wasn't in Baldwin. He was down near Gainesville, and he's moved to Texas.
Is he? Is he still doing YouTube?
Yeah.
Is he?
Just over in Texas now. So I've been looking for 2 years. I check Facebook Marketplace all the time. Check what's that other one? What's that other? Craigslist
Yeah.
for a lathe, and I was very specific in what I wanted in terms of a lathe. I can get a lathe any day of the week for a couple $100, but I didn't want a small one. I wanted a heavy one that was at least 40 inches, and I found my lathe last week, and thus the negotiation started. There wasn't really negotiations, just a very, very generous wife.
I was gonna say
because I didn't
I
didn't even ask, and my very generous wife said, "Well, why don't you just get it?" And
he said, "I found the one I've been looking for."
Hey guys, your camera's like really messed up.
Oh, hey, yeah. Well, how did that happen?
You slamming down your glass
How is that?
like an old Irish.
It's him.
that's like that.
Jeez Louise, will you
Yeah, you were slamming down your glass of water like an old Irish bartender or something.
So that's what Paula meant.
anyway.
Camera is messed up.
Yeah.
I got you, Paula.
That's why we got Paula, because she's awesome. Anyway, so he said I found it. I found a jet lathe on Marketplace, and he said, but and I was like, well, you've been looking forever, and if you found one, just get it. So he just got it.
So
that was an adventure in itself, I'll tell you, trying to get that thing back here.
A jet 1642 variable speed, infinitely variable speed lathe, and
a ton
that's
of
kind
spinning
of
wheel.
like the capstone piece of equipment for the workshop. So I got not only the lathe, but the woman who was selling it. There was probably 60 different chisels that came with it, as well as
Good chisels too.
lots of different tools and attachments, and a lot of rocks. We all know that. See, what are you sucking up to her for? He's not a nice guy. No, John's a really nice guy. He just tries to act like he's all tough, like New Englanders do. You ever seen that commercial for Sam Adams?
Oh,
my cousin from Boston. That's John. Like my cousin from Boston.
My cousin from Boston.
That's John.
I like the golf one when they do that one. That's pretty funny. I like the new what commercial is it? It's the one where the aunt's looking at the newborn kid and she's like, and her face freezes. And the sister says, "Nothing's ever good enough for you."
Yeah, that's the telephone commercial.
I don't get a lot of commercial stuff because all of our stuff is internet based. But I saw one yesterday that had me giggling. It was it was like a probiotic for women, and the whole like the women don't poot, they also don't poop, and so like it was right. The women would start talking, and they're talking about taking this probiotic or fiber pill and all this kind of stuff, and it says it's for whenever it's. Are you talking about for whenever we poop? And it splits off to talking about the other thing, and then at the very end, the commercial, it was like, it's for when women want a number 2. It was just funny. Like I said, I don't get commercials. I mean, about the only thing I do is look up like old Super Bowl commercials. That's about it.
Yeah, there's commercials on today that you never saw 20 years ago because there are ones today. There's nothing that's sacred no more. They'll talk about anything on commercials. Swarmstead, welcome. Glad to have you in here, my friends. Glad to have you in here. So
talking about this jet lathe, this thing weighs
yeah,
about 600 pounds put
it's
together.
440 pounds total weight.
Not
yeah.
including, not including the base, the
Yeah.
board structure.
So I had, it was myself and,
Holy
and
crap.
another fella that were going to move it. It was this is, I've kind of had this discussion in one of the very first videos that we put out in the workshop. And those that have been with us a long time, you saw that workshop video that I did. There's going to be more of those forthcoming, but I've got this warm spot. The thing when I'm happiest is when I'm able to mess around and play with my tools. And you gotta feel. What are you thinking?
That's not what I was thinking.
When I can play with my tools.
I was just thinking to myself, every time he gets a new tool, he does a teaching session. He doesn't even realize he's doing it. He'll get a new tool and he'll read the guide, and then he'll tell me all this minutia about the tool, and I just sit there. It's amazing.
I hate it when I see these advertisements, and then I've stopped just buying tools based on advertisements. Now I get tools that I think are going to be the most applicable. So if you don't get Popular Mechanics, that is an incredible magazine for tool reviews. So I'm a huge tool fan. I've got all kinds of tools. And the one thing I kind of had this discussion with somebody just recently. It was a woman I got the lathe from. And I said, because her husband, the only reason this was being sold is her husband had just recently passed away in November from cancer. And, so we kind of had a kind of emotional moment, kind of talking about her husband and how he loved his tools. And it almost brought tears to my eyes, because I had the same kind of discussion when my father passed away. And I think, Rick from Twin Brook Acres, we had a discussion about this very similar thing. In my opinion, for many men, particularly men that enjoy using their hands, their tools are kind of a reflection of them. And I honestly believe that. So when my father passed away, I told my mother, I told my brother, my sibling, that really all I wanted was my father's tools. And so that's what I got. And I still, that's just kind of my thing that I do. That's what I collect. So I was honored to be able to buy this jet lathe. It's in excellent condition from this woman who was selling it very emotionally because it was her husband's favorite tool. And she didn't want to get rid of it, but she realized it's not something that she's ever going to use. And, she said, as I was leaving, well, he does love to play with his own tools. Oh my goodness, you knew.
Oh, we're going the wrong direction.
No, that's what John's got a one-track mind, and it just goes there.
I'd like to sit and have a beer with John.
Get my number from your dad and hit me up later on today or tomorrow. So I was honored to be able to get her tools, or get his tools that she was selling, and she's got others, but she wants to be able to check them out and look at them before she sells them. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but she just doesn't want me to go in there and kind of just start buying things from her. She wants to spend some time with his tools before she gets rid of them. So, her final words to me as I was leaving was, I hope you enjoy this lathe as much as he did. So that's a new area that, when, I've always wanted to do, more tool videos. The ones that I've done, I've really enjoyed doing, and some workshop videos. So one of those are going to be working on the lathe. And I know Paula said she'd like a popcorn bowl. And that's one of the things that I would like from our subscribers is ideas on turning projects.
Yeah.
And if I accept that project, then I will, whoever suggested it, then I will make the project, do a video on it, maybe do, possibly I'd like to be able to do, if it's a little project, some lives of just turning projects.
Yeah,
I've been doing woodworking ever since I was, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. And at one point, most of the furniture in our house I had made. And, I've now given some of that's gone to my kids, and I've still got a little bit. But it's just, that's my favorite thing is woodworking, and due to work, just haven't been able to do it nearly as much as I want.
Little Rick took when he was in high school. He took a shop class where they made these really beautiful benches and stools.
There's a footstool.
Yeah, and it was
clawfoot footstool.
He also made.
This is Hazel Louise.
Yeah, he also made a really beautiful bread box that has the rolling top to it, and it's really pretty. So I think that's something him and his dad might be able to do together. So
Ed says that tools reflect the man. Old, well used, simple, just like my backpack. So the story behind that is every time we go into an institution, we have two ways that we carry in our tools, and we usually both what, Dad?
Institution is Little Rick terminology for prison.
Yes. So when we go into prison voluntarily, he has this backpack that he will not leave the shop without. And so he just puts on I call it the Bob the Builder backpack. So he puts on his old Bob the Builder backpack, and then I walk around with my big Milwaukee pack out system. And
that is, those of you who've never seen it, those of you who've never seen Hall.
Yeah.
That's a funny description.
Yeah, he's a big feller like me. But yeah, he walks in there with his little Bob the Builder backpack, and I love it. But hey, that backpack's got us out of a lot of hell. It got us out of a situation the other day with he had a whole bunch of wire with some wire connectors at the end, and I had none of them in my backpack or in the pack out, and so the bat box. And so he pulled them out, and we were able to fix it because of him.
Paula says, I have my daddy's tools too, some of which belong to his grandfather. Paula, I've got, when I was probably 5, maybe 6, and my older brother is 6 years older than me, so I would have made him 11. When we were that young, my father he took all of his tools that he wasn't using, and he laid them out, and he took a can of spray paint and sprayed one set orange and one set white. The white set belonged to my brother, and the orange set belonged to me. I still have pliers and screwdrivers that are painted orange.
Yep.
And those are from when I was about 5 years old.
Yep.
I just don't get rid of tools.
No.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
Tools. You don't get rid of hardware either. That's why you got the hardware tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Lala Farm, hardware actually does grow on Papa's hardware tree. There's tons of hardware.
Paula says, I need a custom fit coffee table for our RV. So, well, getting back to what I was talking about. So now that I've got the lathe and I'm very close, probably within weeks, to having my shop set up, then, my goal is I would like to start getting, that was a cow.
No, that was.
What was that?
That was the donkey.
I was about to say, that was the donkey down the road.
Yeah. Every once in a while, he'll just let out a yell.
I'd like to get
in. You'll hear we have the bowl that's right next door. We can hear sometimes when we're outside or like right next to a window. But yeah, that donkey's something. He's loud. We can hear him all the way back here, by the way. And he's up towards your house.
John says he wants to have 4 beers with you, Lala.
Okay.
And now he's got to go make dinner. John, be well, my friend. Take care. I know it's all in fun. I love the jest with you. So, have fun. I appreciate you stopping in, man.
Okay, so you got your lathe. We got it back to the house.
So I'd like input from folks on what you would like to see. Suggestions about different turning projects. And if I do that project, and we do a video on it, then I will send you that project.
Yeah.
If I do it. So there's lots of different lots of different turning projects. I got some of my father's tools, my grandfather's tools, my father-in-law's tools, and a neighbor's tools. I will pass them down. I mean, that's dang. They made those tools 80 years ago. Oh, my friend. Go have some oysters, John.
Anyway,
So that's that, and so I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm building right now some cabinets, and there's going to be built-ins for my radial arm saw, the miter saw, and the router, all built into one table. It's total of about 17 feet, 18 feet long. That's what I'm working on now.
I'm always, when he uses his hands, I'm always waiting to get whacked in the nose or something.
It's like Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands?
Well, that's my project. Another thing.
Hey, you guys only have like 10 minutes left. I got to kick out. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll like I said, I'll try to get that video out Friday for you guys. All right, love you guys.
Love you, baby.
Take care, bud.
So
what else we got? We got after about 4 months of being out of commission, because we just haven't had the time to load it up on a trailer and get it taken to the dealership. We finally got our side-by-side 3 weeks ago. We got that loaded up and taken to the dealership, and I told them when I took it in. Now I'm decent at troubleshooting things. I'm not decent at fixing things when it comes to motors. And I told them when I took the side-by-side, and I think it's a diesel.
no, you know it's diesel. You think it's the fuel pump.
No, I know it's a diesel. What did I say?
You said I think it's a diesel.
No, I know it's a diesel. It's a diesel, and I told them I thought it's the fuel pump. And the guy looked at me like I was an alien, space alien. He said, "Well, those just don't go wrong. They don't go bad that often." I said, "Well, maybe that's the case, but this is a fuel pump issue. It will not keep. Once the pressure goes up, I get up to speed, it just starts sputtering." And so we got it back, and the number one problem, they had to replace the fuel pump. So I got a big out of that. So there was a little bit of water in the tank. I don't believe that, but that's what they were saying. So they flushed the tank out. Long story short, my side-by-side is running, so I get to go pick that up on Friday. And then Lala can actually start using that again to take stuff back and forth between the house and the barn, which will be a gigantic help to her.
Yeah.
Because we've been loaded in the truck, driving the truck back there, and it's just more work. Well, I like to see you build Paula as a coffee table. Well, Paula, if you can kind of give me some dimensions of what you're looking for, I will give some thought to that. And if we don't do it by the time you're here, maybe we can do it while you're here. If I've got kind of an idea, maybe Kyle and I can do that on video. That'd be a cool project. I would love to see some lathe project. Well, Rick, you're going to see that. But I would love to be able to get some ideas from folks about what you would like to see. If there's something that you would like, get to turning those either in a video or on a live, and then whoever suggests that gives me that idea, then we can, then I will send that to you, whatever that project is. James, no, I know it's a diesel. I don't think it's a diesel. I know it's a diesel. So it's a good side-by-side. It's also a Mahindra. Had I done it all over, I'd have gotten me probably a John Deere or something. Mahindra's been a good vehicle, but their network. Did I tell that story?
Yes, you told that story. They made him mad, so that's the end of that. He won't buy Mahindra again. So just
it's bigger than
let it go, baby. Let it go.
It's bigger than
let it go.
Yeah,
let it go, man. Let it go.
I actually called them and after the whole call was done, I called them back just to yell at them more.
Let it go, man. We're beyond that now.
Robertson Bellyacres, welcome. Welcome. That's awesome. So I think
Paula, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
So I think we're gonna probably wrap this up for tonight. I know it ain't quite been an hour, but this has been fun. Let me see.
See, you didn't even have me tell my story.
What's your story?
My story about getting flipped over by the goats.
All right, tell your story.
No.
No,
It's okay.
no,
Well,
you
we're
tell.
good to go.
No, you tell your
I
story.
don't want to hear my story.
Yeah, they do. This
No,
is
they
funny.
don't wanna hear.
Anytime a goat flips you, it's funny.
It wasn't funny.
All right. Well, it's not. This is a horrible story. It's a
It
horrible.
was.
All right. Thumbs up.
It wasn't funny at the time.
If you want to hear the goat flipping Lala story, give me a thumbs up.
Michael Harris.
Yes. See,
Oh,
there you
give
go.
me a break.
Robert wants to hear the story, so
Yeah,
tell Robert.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's
Anyway,
a big deal. Tell Robert. Robert, this one's to you, buddy.
I have 40 goats, and a majority of those goats are very large, but you all know that. So I'm trying this new thing in the barn, and I went to feed them, and I got the pail out, and a bunch of them decided to come at me all at one time, and it was almost like they planned it. A couple of them got behind my knees, and the other ones came at me at the front. And Michael Harris and Michael Keener, you guys know how big Leia is.
Look at all these thumbs you're getting.
Leia is the ringleader of the bunch. Her and Sassa, and Sassa took the shoulders, and Leia took the gut, and a bunch of them were behind my legs, and they literally pushed me, and I went backwards and landed on my backside, on my back, on the ground. The bucket went flying, and then the goats were running and trampling all over me to get to the spilled feed. And so yeah,
And by the way,
that was one of those times where I was thinking I might need a couple extra freezers in the garage because I was ready to kill some goats. But I went and got a big bunk feeder today, so now all I got to do is just throw the bucket at the bunk feeder and they can get to it instead of them trying to knock me down.
Michael Harris, this is your approach to acquiring Stormy will not work for my Kubota mower. It is not for sale, and I will not sell it to you. So you can keep asking, and the answer will not change. So I like my Kubota mower, and be happy that you got Stormy. Now stop it.
He will not do a registration transfer.
Mike Keener, hold that grudge. I agree, particularly when it comes to people doing stupid stuff, which is pretty often nowadays. Who else we got here? Look at all these thumbs up for you.
Yeah, and it wasn't that great of a story. It's funny now, but at the time it wasn't funny.
Bomber Steve, welcome.
It's one of those tuck and roll times,
So Lauren's watching with James at Petway Family Farmstead. So Lauren, how are you, little sweetie? How are you? So Mike wants to see the bunk feeder.
Okay, I'll show you the bunk
feeder. So she'll show you the bunk feeder.
It's the one. It's a 10-foot long, 19 inches high. It's the one I got at Tractor Supply. But the funny part was, we just had our tech guy out here for our alarm system the other day, and we were talking about having a camera system put out in the barn and the workshop, because that way when we travel and stuff, we can monitor things and everything. And all I could think of is, oh my gosh, if that had been out there, they would have all seen me go ass over tea kettle because I'm a big person. I fell backwards, my legs went up in the air, and then they started running on me, so I tucked and rolled.
So Tina Ladybug, welcome. So we're going to close out on this thought. I know we've been asked several times in the last several weeks, particularly folks that have been to the farm. They ask us for follow-up if we've got any information on our West Virginia buck test, how that's going with the bucks that are up there. And we got the most recent report yesterday, and of our 4 bucks, the one that so this would have been Levi, the one that the big boy that we took up there, expected to do exceptional, is actually going in the opposite direction that he should be.
Well, no. Now, worm-wise, he's doing fantastic. He's resistant right now. But weight-wise, he's actually lost weight.
So the surprise, really not a surprise to us because we know who his mama is Patrick. Now, if you remember who Patrick is, that little buck, Patrick is Rose's kid.
Yeah.
And, those that have been to the farm, those who have watched our oldest videos know exactly who Rose is. He has been the outperformer of this entire group.
Well, our group.
Of our group. So,
not the entire group, just our 4 that we sent.
So he's hitting about 0.7 pounds a day of growth, which is probably in the top 10 to 15% of all of the goats in this test.
And his worm load is negligible.
Is nothing. So so the worms that they injected him with, instead of them having a negative effect on him, he's essentially shed the worms and continues to gain about 0.7 pounds a day, and which is pretty darn amazing. And so we probably, if anyone is on here wanting Rose kids, you're probably not going to get them, because we're going to probably tighten up on getting rid of her babies from now on if this continues, because we've always known that Rose was a special kid, was a special goat. She's a great mama. She's very independent, and now she's got the university testing to prove it, of how good she is. Michael's asking who the sire was this year so that would have been on Rose, would have been
Jarl.
Einar.
No.
Jarl had all the white ones last year.
Yeah, you're right.
So Einar. It would have been Jarl.
It's Einar.
Einar. You're right.
Yeah. Yep, Einar.
So Einar, which Michael is the white and yellow one. That's the bigger of the two. And so pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead. Thanks, everyone. We've got a Zoom meeting with manager. Bomber Steve, take care. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Not that I can.
We're going to get off, folks. Paula, shoot me some dimensions of what you're looking for, or give me a call and let me know, and we can figure something out and maybe have something planned for when you and Kyle come over. We can build something. Yeah, and if anyone on here hears from Betty Jean, let us know, because we're really worried about her, because as soon as she said her house got hit, she didn't respond again. So I'll make sure she's okay. We'll do it this weekend. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to have a video coming out. We're going to try to get back on this 2 video a week thing. Rick's now kind of reestablished back there, and hopefully we'll get back on the regular schedule. So, folks, thanks for hanging out with us, and we really appreciate it. Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. Go Air Force. Good night, folks.